Read and react quick to make an early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging gambling genius Slick Chris Greer.
You guys, you're back for another episode of The Pro Show. Back with your boy, JPF Scout, live on DolphinsThirsty.com network. Today, we're going to be talking, of course, all Dolphin stuff over here. Usually, we might spill into a little bit of sports stuff as well from around the world of sports. But we're going to be talking about the Vic Fangio signing in Miami. Also, the firing of Matt Applebaum, the former offensive line coach for the Dolphins. And then we'll talk about maybe some offensive line candidates. We're waiting for Reggie Brown to join us now to get in here. Dolphin JK, what's up, guys? Glad for you guys to join us. Love each and every one of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way into the channel. We're new here, just getting started. Love each and every one of you. Fins up. We'll talk about maybe Mike Munchak, Reggie's former teammate, joining the offensive line coach, being the new offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins. I'm sure there's going to be other offensive line coaches that are going to be also interviewed for the show. If Gino happens to join us today, JP on Sports, the notorious JP on Sports, we will go over some other stuff. Sports. LeBron is 63 points away from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. We are 83 days. Mark Clayton days away from the NFL draft 2023. We also have the NBA trade deadline. Kyrie's asked for a trade. All kinds of stuff going in the NBA world. Lots of fights going on down there. I like that scrappy stuff. You got the NHL All-Star Weekend happening. Great festivities happen throughout all the sports. If you get back into it, even some more NFL news, like where are the quarterbacks going to go? You know, Carr, Rodgers, people are going to get thrown around. There's going to be lots of movement. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. So without no further ado, let's kick off the show. So like we already know, Fangio has been hired as the Dolphins' new defensive coordinator. It's going to bring in a nice little array for us of things that we can do and work with. We're going to have a new defense. He's going to be bringing in players that are going to be his own guys. You never know. Maybe he will bring in another assistant. I've heard Gino talk about maybe bringing Ed Donatel with him to be a defensive assistant coach and work in the defensive backs. Let's not also forget we still have Sam Madison aboard that's going to be back there as well. I like the idea of adding someone like a Mike Munchak to the offensive line to be the new offensive line coach. I've been pounding the table here for years, 5 years, going on 6 now, for us to fix this offensive line. And it starts with coaching. It starts with everything up top. I mean, you can't knock the owner. The owner's done a lot of things to bring us into where we're at this point. He's got us Mike McDaniel. Unofficially, officially is. Yeah, exactly, JK, exactly. We don't know exactly that. Yeah, I don't know the parameters. He ain't been inked to the deal. It hasn't gone official, but he is supposed to join the Dolphins and be the new defensive coordinator. I think it's going to happen. I think you'll hear it happen probably tomorrow. They're probably working on the rest of the deal right now to put it to ink, and then it'll be a said and done deal. As far as I'm concerned, it's a done deal. We're bringing him in. I don't want to get hurt. Don't hurt us, Vic. So I think it's going to be a done deal. They'll sign him by the end of the weekend. Obviously, they told Applebaum, thank you, but no thank you. And they're going to bring in another veteran hope, offensive line coach who's been there, done that, played in the game. I want it to be Mike Munchak. I want it to be Reggie's former teammate, Pro Bowler, Hall of Famer, Mike Munchak, former center, former Houston Oiler. He knows the game. He's seen the ins and the outs of the game. He knows the NFL. He's had a couple of jobs before. It'll really help us, bring up these young guys. You want to get the best out of Austin Jackson. Mike Munchak can do that. You want to get the best out of Liam Eichenberg. You don't want to give up on these guys. They don't deserve to be starters anyway, but Mike Munchak can maybe make these guys serviceable enough for us to, maybe a stopgap to get to the next guy maybe that we draft, or we maybe sign a free agent that's maybe not ready to go yet. And we're going to slow cook. Who knows? All I know is this offensive line, we need to help it. We want to build a winning football team in 305 in Miami. We want to win a ring. We want to win a Super Bowl. We need to start right there at the offensive line of scrimmage. Our defense, Vic Fangio, I've looked at his track record. I don't think he's had a below top 10 defense since he's coached in the NFL. That's 19 seasons. That's pretty damn good. I think we know what we're going to get on that side of the ball. I don't know what we're going to get on the offensive side of the ball. The defense is more built than the offense right now. Let's just be realistic. Offensive line needs a little bit of help. We have 3 good pieces down there that we all like right now. I know everybody does. I know Terran Armstead is not something we can't count on for 16 games or nothing like that. But his leadership and his veteran presence, his locker room presence, what he brings to you from a development and a foundation piece to teach young linemen the ins and the outs of the game, all the tricks of the trade, the little nuances. It's invaluable for us. I love Terran Armstead. I'd keep him around for that, even maybe after he's done playing football. Then you got Connor Williams, did a great job over there at center for us. We asked him to move from being a guard and do something maybe he wasn't quite natural with, but after the Super Bowl, JK, you think it's going to sign? Yeah, you know what? You might be right. Maybe they will play it out a little bit longer and, extend things out, which we're in the middle of that offseason anyway where that stuff don't matter. So it might be that long. But I think it'll happen. In the end, Vic Fangio will be the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins for 2023. With that being said, there needs to be a little bit of turnover that happens. There needs to be new players brought in to help. Linebackers, defensive backs. You're going to need another safety with a little bit more range maybe than a Brandon Jones. I love Brandon Jones. Could he do it? Yeah, but let's up our ability a little bit more and get us another rangier safety to help. Let's stack our depth on both sides of the ball. The front line's definitely pivotal, but for that Fangio defense, you're going to want deep backs. You're going to need linebackers. The linebacker turnover is going to be crucial to this team going forward. Who knows who they're going to get on the free agent market? We haven't freed up no money yet. We haven't made any of those moves yet. That's all in the future. It will happen, though. I mean, as it comes down the line, it'll happen. So once we free up the money, then we can make the moves to get to the next level of, hey, we're going to sign some free agents now. We're waiting a little bit still here for Doc to come in. Looks like he might have got held up at work. Usually he joins us from he's a principal at I think it's a junior high or an elementary school. So he's always a little bit busy with stuff like that. But you never know. Sometimes these guys can make it, sometimes they can't. But I hope Gino can come with us too. If he can get in here, we'll talk some other stuff. But as far as this system goes, they're going to be running it's not just a 3-4. Vic Fangio will show you a lot of different looks. He'll confuse you at the line of scrimmage. He will throw a lot of confusing stuff at the front of it and then cover it up off the back end. He does a lot of confusing things up there, but the main game thing he does is confuse you. So we're going to want guys who fit his system. Linebacker, you want a linebacker who's a thumper, but you want him to be able to move too. You need speed. You need to be able to almost be blade to blade and then be able to tackle, but you got to be able to cover as well. So we need complete linebackers in this draft. There's plenty of them. I don't know if that's how the role they're going to take or where they're going to go. We'll see. But I don't know. Let's just see here. Let's bring in my buddy Rob before he gets to take off and see if he wants what he shares with us here. See if he has anything to share, Rob, on the Fangio and the firing of Applebaum. While we're waiting for Reggie, maybe?
You're doing a great job, and I agree with you guys. I did read, like Dolphin JK said, it was going to be after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, who knows?
Since Fangio is a defensive consultant with the Eagles, so I guess it's just going to, make it after the Super Bowl, which is fine. It seems to be more, Adam Schefter, once he normally puts his name to it, it's pretty much solid ground. Can something go wrong and he leave? Of course, stuff happens in life. But as it stands right now, and as we sit here on February 4th, it sounded like it's more or less a done deal. And as far as Applebaum being out, I was kind of surprised at this point. Do you figure he would have made all those changes when he made them originally? So maybe someone just came up on the market that he didn't know was going to be on the market, or he just looked at it, thought about it harder, and said, well, maybe our outline didn't improve enough, because it did improve over last year. So I figured I would give Applebaum enough to get one more year at least and see, but I guess he really wants big improvement, which is fine. You always want the best. So if you have a way to make your team better from the coaching standpoint down to the ball boys or whatever. So
Yeah.
you find something that can make your team better, you go for it. So,
No, absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. You got to make your team better. I think maybe they took a look back from it and was like, hey, we want the best we can get here. We're going to try to make a run at this now. And maybe they'll get someone like a Mike Munchak, even some, there's other names out there. I wish Gino was here. He had another one that he threw out there that's obviously an established guy. We want an established offensive line coach too, because we want to develop these guys going forward. You heard them come out and say they're not going to give up on Austin Jackson. They're not going to give up on Leon Eichenberg. Well, you want some great developers then. Now they left that Jean LaPerriere, what I forgot how you pronounce his name.
He survives all the time, man.
Yep. He survived, and he's just an assistant, and he's still here, but he's still part of the offensive lines that were no good. But I don't know how he survived. It must just be a numbers thing, something they had going on there.
They must like him somewhat. Maybe the players like him, but they
just
feel like he's not ready to be the guy. Let me close. I wasn't planning on hopping in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by now we thought we'd have Reggie. I think he might be running a little bit late, but we're still waiting for
that's
him.
Fine. That's
maybe
fine.
Gino to get back in the building. But if they don't make it, we'll cut it a little bit short today so you can get out to that great event out there they're doing in what county is it in?
It's in Broward County here.
Broward County. The Mark Duper and Mark Clayton are having an event.
12 to 2. So they're already there, 12 to 2.
Yep. Rob wants to get out
I'm
there.
not endorsed by them. They don't pay me, but it's Sinbad Sports.
Yep.
And it's Mark Duper, Mark Clayton at Pembroke Gardens. It's like minutes from me here. I'll be there in like 10 minutes once I walk out of here.
Exactly. So he wants to get to that. So we'll probably keep it a little short today and let Doc or JP jump in here. But, I mean, what do you think is going to happen going forward now with the O-line? I mean, is there anybody named that you would like to see?
No, that's why to me, I didn't even do any because it's just like, boom, he's gone. There was like, they're not happy with the O-line. I was surprised actually at this point. I
was too.
Back when they cut ties with Boyer, I figured it was going to be all at that point that they would make all their moves and get rid of everyone else they wanted to get rid of. But, maybe they have someone in mind. Maybe they don't. They just think there's someone better out there without having a particular name. You never know because the crazy thing is it's 10 offensive line coaches in 9 years, not even an average of 1 year.
Oh, I know. That's crazy. I remember
Flores fired one within training camp before he ever became into the regular season because they weren't on the same page. So
Dolphin JK right there had a good comment a couple minutes ago. Vic knows how to contain Kansas City's offense. Yep, he does. He's got very familiar with that system, very familiar with the players and personnel that they have. He's also very familiar with the head coach. He's been in the NFL as a defensive coordinator for 19 years. So, yeah, I got a lot of confidence in that going forward. Like Rob said, if Scheffner put his name to it, it's more than likely a done deal. As far as him being an assistant defensive, whatever he was over there, an advisor for the Eagles, I don't think that's got anything to do with it. I don't know if that's got any legal parameters to go with it.
I don't think it really does, but I guess he just doesn't want to be because he is. I think he's with the team right now or whatever. So maybe
it could be something.
A consultant normally doesn't have the same parameters of actually being on the staff, but that was in the Adam Schefter thing that after the Super Bowl was expected to be. That was part of the tweet. So saying after the Super Bowl. So
right. So maybe that will be probably it then is after the Super Bowl, they'll put the ink to paper and then from there we'll move forward. I think after that you'll see obviously when March happens and it goes through and after March 1st, the new year league kicks off, then you'll start seeing a lot of things shake. There's all kinds of talk going around in the league right now. I know this isn't Dolphin topic, but I mean, I'm hearing talk about Derek Carr or Rodgers going places. Like I've heard Rodgers to Miami. I've heard Rodgers to the Raiders. I've heard the Jets. I've heard Rodgers connect. I think Carr's going to go to the Jets. I think that's what will end up happening. I'm not for sure. I don't got no sources. I don't got no sauces, boy. But
no, none of us do. But yeah, I would rather have Rodgers go somewhere else other than the Jets. I don't want Rodgers in our division. He still has some game left. I know this year wasn't his greatest year, but he's still good. Not that I can worry. Teams like the Dolphins, they can't be worrying about what other teams are doing. They just got to build their own. But as a fan, I just would hate to see Rodgers.
I know, right?
To the Jets. That'd be a punch in the gut.
Yep. They say that they want to trade him to an AFC team too. Like they don't want to trade him within their own division. I think that's smart. If you look at the way it's structured right now, all the talent is in the AFC. If I was Rodgers, I'd want to stay in the NFC because then I know I got an easier path to get to the Super Bowl to win a ring.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to go to the AFC. It's loaded. I mean, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes,
I know. No, that'd be
Herbert,
no. It's going to be a
Lawrence.
stacked quarterback conference if Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers still has game left. Like I said, I know people were bashing him this year, but the man can still play, and he just seemed kind of disheartened this year. They got a
Yep.
little bit going at the end of the year, but then they blew it on the last game of the season. Or they would have been in the playoffs. It's just, yeah, I just don't want him to end up on a Jets.
No, me neither. Could you see some nutty scenario where the Dolphins made a trade for Aaron Rodgers, like maybe players and future assets? Because I know we don't have none this season. Could you see something like that maybe happen? Do you think it's possible?
If they're willing to play down the road for, take our picks down the road, they're going to definitely want, if they got that land, for Russell Wilson, the Broncos had to give all of that. And, Green Bay's looking for at least that minimum haul. But that means to me you're going to have to trade some players, because say if Kristen Wilkins, the Packers may not want Kristen Wilkins, but some other team might. So you get a first-round pick for – if you start seeing moves like that, then probably something's boiling behind the scenes. But I don't think so. I think the Dolphins are sincere when they say to us their guy. That's all we can take their word for. Things change, and that's how Greer will put it. He goes, well, at the time we had no clue that, Aaron Rodgers was going to become available. And you always, as much as we love Tua, that, they could wiggle off the hook on why they changed. But I think we have to just take their sincerity for real, and that, that Tua's the guy, QB1 going into next year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you got to go that way because, I mean, what are we going to roll with now unless they do bring in someone like that? And if you're going to bring in like someone like a Rodgers, which I'm not opposed to something like that, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you maybe something like Xavier Howard, Jerome Baker, somebody else that could be traded over there as well. Like I'll throw in like a Byron Jones, something like that, or something.
It's going to take a lot of stuff, and it's going to take a lot of money up there. We probably have to let some other players, unless they take But like I said, I think that's fantasy land. I
do too.
I think that we're just going with Tua no matter what.
Yep.
But can that change? Yeah. But as we stand here today, I'm saying it's Tua no matter what.
I heard you say that, and I can hear the pain in your voice when you say it. Tua no matter what.
I know because it's just I like me some Tua. I like whoever wears the awkward orange. I say that on almost every show, but I just worry about his injury history. This year was kind of weird because it was just it was the concussions that more or less did him in and whatnot.
Yeah, that guy needs to go take some falling classes.
Right. That's it. Like who knows? And maybe that special helmet that
let's hope so.
Quarterback's gonna be having, so you never know. Anything to help him. But I think he's the dude. And I'm happy with that. I mean, that's fine.
Right.
Because if we can win with him, we're a lot more powerful than winning without him, because then you got more structure in the contract for a couple more years, at least, until you really got to pay him. Because the Dolphins aren't going to pay him this year. They're not going to. They've learned their lesson. They're not going to give him the big extension too soon. I don't even know. At this point, I thought it was a given going into the year for sure that they would give him the 5th-year option. I don't even think they're going to do that at this point.
I don't. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm seeing stuff right now going down with Lamar Jackson that I'm like, wow, what's really happening? I heard they only got a matter of I think a month or two to figure it out. The Ravens, it's a 40. If they franchise tag him, I heard it's $45 million. $45 million franchise tag. Like, I can't see us in no world paying no quarterback no $45 million. I don't care. It's like it's just too much of your overall salary. Like, dude, we have to win first in order you can pay somebody like that. We can't do that. Yeah, it's just too expensive.
Yeah, that's why the Patriots benefited for many years with Brady willing to take less than what Star.
Yes.
I mean, because he had a lot of endorsements. He had a wife. Now I know they're divorced, but he had a wife that made a lot of money. So he was able to take team-friendly deals to keep on building winners. But most of these quarterbacks aren't going to do that because they want to be as part of the ego. They want, I'm the highest paid, or I'm among the highest paid.
Well, what do you think about maybe Tua taking a team-friendly deal? I mean, I think he's got the ego to maybe draw back and be like, hey, I'm willing to take a smaller amount of money to win.
Yep. No, I agree.
I think
And,
someone like that's got the ego for it, maybe like to do
yeah, I
something
agree.
like that.
But like an Aaron Rodgers, he's not taking a team-friendly deal from anyone. He's wants to
No,
pay me.
yeah,
And
he's
he
gonna
doesn't care
take.
if he's making millions from State Farm and all of those people. He doesn't care. He still wants his money from the team, which is fine. They earn it, and if that's what the market demands, hey, more power to them. But it does hurt the team overall too, because you can't keep some of those players. So that's it. That's why the only way I get a little disappointed in Aaron Rodgers sometimes, because he'd be the one that kind of gets in. Oh, they don't give me surrounding cast. Yeah, but maybe if you're going to eat up so much of the money, they would give you a little more.
That's right. They would give you a cast. Here's a great comment right here. I think you just press it. Yeah, there you go. Georgia running back Kenny McIntosh, ? Ender, you're coming to the right guy for this. I love me some Kenny McIntosh. He's a great running back with speed. His first step is really fast. He usually makes the first guy miss. He's a perfect running back for this system, honestly. He's a speed back with a little bit of power behind him, can catch out of the backfield. He's a great running back that I would take in the late, mid rounds. I find him – every time I'll do a mock, I find him right where I want him. I'm like, oh, I could take Kenny McIntosh. So it's one of those ones I kind of put in my back pocket because I know we probably he's going to be available for us. Is it a fit for us? Definitely. I really like it. He's got a teammate that I really like. It's kind of it's not a running back. His name is Warren McClendon. He's a tackle that plays over there, but it's interesting because he's played right tackle and left tackle. I've seen them switch him right in the middle of the game because he's got the ability. He's really underrated, very good tackle that honestly he'll be right in the range where we want him to. They got a lot of good players in Georgia. You can never go wrong with getting one of those SEC guys. He's an explosive running back. Hell yeah, I love that running back. It's a great pick. I would love to see that happen for us. I wouldn't shy away from that pick at all. Love it.
What do you think, Ender? You like him? Are you as high on him as digging in the trenches? JP
Probably not.
But that was good, man. You got these people right on the top of your brain. I'm impressed.
Oh, yeah.
Justin. I know you've done a lot of write-ups, so it's hard, and I can't imagine that you know them all this quick. So you've already done his write-up. Have you hit the running backs yet?
You know what? I've hit running backs, but I haven't hit his yet. I haven't done his official write-up yet, but it's coming. It's literally like days away from me getting to it. He's high on him too. He says, "Yep, he's high on him." That's good though. I'll get it to his line. I'll get to his all of his organic write up and his scorecard. I'm sure he's going to score high though. I've watched him play now for a couple of seasons. He's coming along. He's getting better. Like I said, he's fast. I like a fast running back. If you're going to be slower of a running back, obviously you're going to break tackles and give it. It just doesn't fit the system. We're not power scheme, running scheme. We're an outside zone scheme. So you need someone who's fast with good vision. One cut, go. That's that kid right there. So he would fit perfect.
All right, good, man. You and Ender knowing your running backs that are a good fit for the Dolphins.
Absolutely. There's a lot of good running backs that are fits for the Dolphins this season, honestly. There really are in this draft.
That you guys already second to third round range and all that?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. My favorite running back, everybody knows already, is the Devon Achane out of Texas A&M. I love that kid's game. I would do anything I could to get my hands on that kid.
Where does he fall in most drafts? I know mock drafts aren't always right, but where is he falling in most drafts?
Second round range, somewhere around there. There'll be some drafts, maybe his stock will climb and get higher. People will take a knock on the Devon Achane, though, because of his size. He's not as big as people like, but he plays so much bigger than his size, you guys. You just got to watch the tape. He falls forward. He falls through tackles. He breaks arm tackles. He can catch out of the back. He can do everything. He's like a Swiss Army knife back there. That would be my number one.
Fall forward comment in Dolphin land. You sound like Cam Cameron when he said, "We fall forward when we fall." So it's like, that was supposed to be. He was getting booed,
right?
When he was trying to prep the team up. So it was like, you don't want to fall.
Yeah, you never want to fall forward, but it's nice to when you can fall down. You're getting like 3-4 yards because your momentum's carrying
running back situation. Yeah, it's great for sure. And running back, that's a big difference. Falling forward, if it gives you that extra inch of a stretch out that gets you a first down as opposed to not getting to a first down. So
Right.
it's definitely a good thing to fall forward in that
I'd love to see the Dolphins acquire some more draft assets here as we get going forward. And after the new season kicks off, I think you might see something like that happen. They do have some weight they'd like to trim, some pieces that necessarily don't fit a Vic Fangio scheme. If you could get something for Jerome Baker, take it. Someone's like, hey, I'll give you a fifth for Jerome. I'll give you a fifth and a seventh next year. Take that, dude. Take it and take it to the bank and run with it, because that don't fit the scheme we're trying to run right now. We need someone who can play in traffic better. Jerome had a great season. Don't get me wrong. But I feel personally, he's done everything up to this point in his career off of pure athletic ability. He's not very good in coverage. He's not very good in traffic. He's not very good with his hands or shedding blocks. There's no good pop on contact.
I know you like him as a situational pass rusher. Is what you like him at.
Absolutely. I would use him somewhere like that. If you're going to keep him, I want to see him used correctly, which third downs, I'm going to stand you up in the A gap, and I'm going to bring you some plays. And some plays I might have you cover the flat, but I know you're not very good at coverage, so most of them I'm going to bring you.
Right.
That's what you do with those guys. You don't make them guess a lot, because you already see that their zone coverage skills aren't there. Their play recognition isn't there. You can see that naturally with a guy when his play recognition is there. He's in their hip pocket right when the play hits, and they're on it. It's like that quick little twitch speed that you see. Those are the guys that I'm looking for, because they stand out on tape. It doesn't have to be a guy who's like, oh, he does everything on tape so beautifully. It don't have to be that. It can be just like the guy you presented to me yesterday, the Julius Brents. I'm going to use him as a perfect example. And the reason why is because you might have technical deficiencies. Like your stance might not be as low. You might not be as grabby as you need to be physical at the line of scrimmage. I could fix that. You might not whip your head around quick enough on in coverage to ball track. I can fix that. Your head, these are the deficiencies with Julius Brent that he has a problem with. His head's it moves around too much when he's running. Your head needs to be still. That way you can look into the backfield. It gives you an advantage. You can fix that with the kid. It's neck strengthening. All these things you can fix with these guys. So those are perfect examples of guys who will fall in the draft because of something that's real small. So it's going to happen this year. You'll see it happen every year, no matter what.
Hey, well, that's good. And we'll take this pause to say, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the Dolphin Thirsty. We always try to bring you good content. We were hoping for former wide receiver Reggie Brown of the Houston Oilers today, but he must have got held busy. Him and on a Saturday, he still does some school stuff at his school, so it's not always easy to get.
No, it's not. It's not.
Hopefully.
Oh, look, I think he got the time wrong. I think he's texting me right now.
Yeah, because your guys' show used to be later in the day, so.
Yeah, I think he just got his times wrong a little bit. It's hold on, I bet you I get him right in here, guys. Stay patient.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So anyway, he's a big Dolphin fan. Even though he played for the Houston Oilers, guys, he's a big Miami Dolphins fan. So
yes, he is.
He grew up and was raised in the Miami area, but played for the Houston Astros, plays with Warren Moon Days and all that.
While we're waiting for him too, this is a great time now. Let me throw this up here. If you want to get some awesome Dolphins content and great quizzes, great trivia, obviously we're going to have a great draft coverage there too. This guy does awesome quizzes. He got me the other day on one, and I was like, damn, he got me. I didn't even get it. Go check out dolphinsthirsty.com if you were thirsty, real thirsty for that Dolphins knowledge and content. Yeah, right there, buddy.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, no problem, man. So we'll wait for Reggie to get in here. I think he just got the times a little bit wrong. Hopefully he's coming right now. You can't, everybody's lives kind of happen. We can't get to it. Everyone's a little bit busy here. We got a lot of content we're trying to bring you. I'm always busy with draft stuff. So I love talking draft with you guys. I love draft questions. So please, if you have any that you want to talk about, drop them in the comment section. Any player, unless I haven't got to them yet, or someone who's like out of the Sun Belt Conference that I didn't even know existed yet, because there are players that'll slip through the cracks. It happens every year. They're hard to find sometimes.
No, there's always, look at Keter Cole, who comes on the Dolphins as an undrafted free agent and plays a lot of time and played well, all things considering, when you're thrown in as an undrafted free agent into the NFL Shark Tank, and I think he did well.
No, he did.
Ender, you seem like an NFL draft guy. Who's your number one guy? well, more or less number one guy for the Dolphins. I know we don't have a first round pick, but what guy would you like to see fall to us and you'd be so happy? Is it the running back, Kenny, or is it someone else that's in your mind?
Until he answers you, I'll give you guys mine.
Okay.
If I could, honestly,
realistic second round pick, not
realistic
okay.
second round pick. It would be my dream scenario for this guy to land to the Dolphins. Drew Sanders out of Arkansas. That's the guy I want for the Dolphins. It's the perfect fit for what we're going to run with the Fangio style of defense. Drew Sanders,
I did
Alabama.
I looked him up after you dropped that name to me the other day. You and I think it was Kendall both loved him and raged about.
Oh man, we love this kid.
I read about him. Yeah, so he is. I start seeing his name starting to peek into some people's first round mocks and stuff. So that may not be as realistic as a few weeks ago. You would have said it was realistic, but
right,
rising up boards. Unfortunately, I know mock draft. Like I said, that's not the team, so we don't know where the teams stand on them, but his status could be. Is that the doc?
Yeah, it's doc right now.
All right. So hopefully he pops in here and helps. But yeah, that Drew Sanders kid, yeah, he's a baller from what I read about him. So I understand why you guys like him a lot. Hopefully he falls to us. But
let's hope so. I think his stock's rising. Even if he doesn't fall to you, you'll have options that you could go back and lean on. I like Jack Campbell out of Iowa. If that was another guy who, like, maybe we missed on Drew Sanders and we need a fallback option, Jack Campbell definitely would be my fallback option right there. If you need another guy to put in your back pocket and be like, damn, we missed out on both of them. I doubt his stock will fall that far, but Ivan Pace Jr., his stock is skyrocketing right now. It is going through the roof.
Well, at one point, you had him number one on your board. It's changed.
Yep. It's definitely changed since then. I'd like to talk about the number one guy I got on my board real quick if I can. It's
non-quarterback.
It's a non-quarter. Yeah, the non-quarterback board yet. I haven't even looked at none of the quarterbacks. I'm sure one of them will go above maybe 100. I don't know, maybe 90. We'll see. We'll see how they do. But the guy I want to talk about, honestly, is this kid out of it's Iowa again. I'm going to go right back to Iowa. His name is Riley Moss. He is I think it's a 5-year senior, so he's got a red shirt in there. I've been watching this kid now since about 2019, 2020. Caught my eye, and I'll tell you what, man, I am so excited for this kid to come out of the draft. He's a defensive back. He's a corner. They say he's the fastest corner in the whole draft. But that's not the most exciting part about the kid. The most exciting part about him is his play recognition and his play speed. If you throw it in this kid's area, and I mean you even throw it in his wheelhouse, in his box where he can go get it, he's going to catch it, and he's going to pick it off. And you never know, he might just take it to the house on you.
Okay.
Because he can do it. Like, this kid is great, man. I would do anything you could to get your hands on someone like that. Anyone who scores over 100 on my SRS scorecards, those are the guys I really want. Because those are the guys I think will be future Hall of Fame players, maybe even all pros one day, or Hall of Famers, but all pros one day. We'll see. But I think the sky's the limit for guys who are scoring over 100. They're sensational at everything that they do. The Riley Moss kid is the lockdown guy, man. He can lock you down. He's 6'1", 194 pounds, and he can fly. Change of direction's great.
He's probably a first round pick, though.
That's going to be yeah, bro. That's a first round pick, maybe even top 10.
Okay.
So I don't think we'll sniff it unless you trade up to go get it. I would love to get that guy on our team because he fits exactly what you want. Somebody who's athletic, can move around, he can tackle. The kid's literally not scared of anything. He offers you special teams, offers you everything. So you're just looking for ballers like that, So
I know you've said that this draft class is a little deeper. I mean, a good value, not deeper, obviously. A little better value in the later rounds this year. So, So you wouldn't even be opposed to dropping down from our second round pick and gaining maybe some fourth or thirds or whatever, just to get that meat. Because we go a big part of the draft. We go the whole first round without a pick. then we get our second, and then we get those 2/3, but then we're kind of weak again until like later on in the draft. So
no, you're right. There's nothing in between that last one you talked about right there, and like pick 164, I think it is.
yeah,
That like it's like 83 to 164. That's a huge
trade back
jump.
one of those spots, maybe.
I would trade
pick
back
up a
from
fourth or a fifth or something. Get some meat.
Yeah.
On the board.
Now, the one thing about trading back in those spots you're talking about is those first 2 picks that we have, they land in a real good particular order for me, at least, that I like, because the guys that I want on the board, they're right there, you guys. Like,
yeah, sometimes you just
Campbell,
take it. We're not
Sanders.
that far away. We don't need a whole bunch of pieces. So if your 3 best players are there and you take
them.
them.
Just take them. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't worry about it.
And then don't worry about it. Fill the rest in with UDFAs if you have to, like,
yeah.
I would.
I'm agree with you, because like I said, it's a crapshoot, the draft. I mean, from the first round on, it's a crapshoot.
It is. It very much is, bro. Like,
if you get 3 guys that you really feel better in the crapshoot about than other guys, and you just take the guys instead of trading down and whatever.
No, you're right. Like, as we get going here, like, I'm sure next week and after the Super Bowl, me and Rob are going to be doing the Dolphins Daily Show. Don't forget to catch that every weekday at what is it? It's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep. We come on and we talk Dolphins. So every day, come join us, talk with us. We're going to be discussing all these things going on, but we're going to be going on more draft stuff there as this stuff gets going, and it's going to be hot and heavy, great topics. We're going to have top 50 big boards. We're going to have top 5 at every position. We're going to have mock drafts. We're going to have all those hidden gems I'm talking about. There's a kid, honestly, who's just been standing out to me. Everyone's like, what about the offensive line? Are you not going to do anything, JP, to help us fix the offensive line? No, that's not what I think at all. I think there's later round guys that are going to fall. I'd like to talk about a kid now that I think will fall, who's got a bright future ahead of him, and his name is Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse. It's the tackle out of Syracuse. He's so underrated, you guys. He's like my highest rated tackle I have on the whole board. I don't care. I'll tell you exactly how it is. He's the highest rated. He's better than Paris Johnson, better than DeJuan Jones. He's great. This kid is good. What's really surprising about this kid is his catch strength. And what I mean by catch strength is his catch hand. When he catches you and gets you, he'll literally pull you in and lock you down. So when he gets a hold of you, it's over. It's over. So do not let the guy get a hold of you. It's done for you. He's very athletic. He can move. He can wash people out. There's not a block he hasn't seen that he can't do. Pill block, combo block, next level block. Doesn't matter. Reach block. This kid will do it. He can slide protect. His communication is so crisp. He's the leader of their offensive line. He's going to fall. I bet you he falls to like 4th round. And the Dolphins, Dolphins could go sneak in there and grab that guy. If that dude's landing anywhere from your 3rd or 4th round picks, do it. Do it. You will not be sorry. You will be so happy because you'll have someone to put right behind Terron Armstead. And the next year after Terron Armstead's gone and moves on, Bergeron will be right there taking that spot.
Well, that's how you're going to have a quality backup for a change. So it's not the end of the world when Armstead goes out for a couple of games like he does every year. So.
Exactly. And they're there, you guys. There's guys out there like that. You just got to find them.
It's just hitting that dartboard right, because, it's like throwing darts sometimes.
Sometimes it really is. Sometimes you strike out. Sometimes you hit a home run.
Yeah. No matter how much money these teams spend in scouting services, their own scouts, their own general manager, they still miss so often.
It's so true. And you know what? It's crazy. It's so crazy you say that. We're going to end the show a little early. I'm going to let you go, Rob, but it's so crazy that you say that because you're right, man. You're so right. It's like it could be a situation that you're brought into that you're like, oh, I'm not really set up for success. And maybe you're the type of athlete that you need things structured around you a little bit better. Or maybe you're the type of athlete like myself, you need to be talked to badly and be like, you're crap. You can't do anything. And you need that opposite, that reverse psychology. It depends. It's such a touch and feel situation with these things that they could be the best players in the world, or they could be the worst because they're brought into a bad situation.
I know.
Not set up for success.
They go into
it is, bro. It's crucial.
Either you're lucky. I know it's like that's why I say it goes both ways. Everyone wants to blame the player for being a bust, but sometimes it's the team's fault that the players. But the player always gets labeled the bust. But but a lot of times it's a team not putting him in the right situation. I mean, Tua was put into a horrible situation.
Oh my God. Yeah, what a bad spot.
First year coach that was a defensive minded coach to boot. If you know you're going to be drafting him, maybe you wanted to try to pick an offensive minded coach his first year. And then you bring in a veteran that's a great leader, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, so the whole team just transcends to him because he's just like that automatic leader. So you throw him in there, then you yank him out while he's doing well and throw Tua in the mix. Then Tua does a couple bad throws, you yank him out. So like I said, making no excuses for Tua because he has gotten in there, but it's just he was put in a bad situation from day one.
No, definitely. I agree with that. You're totally right. I mean, think about what you just said right there. You were put in a position to where it's like you were failing before you even got onto the field. Before you even got onto the field, things were going bad. Like you were in a bad spot because of the coach that came in who didn't like you. I heard some stuff that Brian Flores literally would go right up to Tua and be like, "You suck. You suck." And like, how would you like that?
We don't
to
know
have
if that's
happened
true, but I've heard those same things.
I'm sure it is. Like who knows? But,
I know in the Tennessee game they were mad at each other. They were both mad at each other that 1 year. But hey, it's all good. It's done. We got a nice new coach coming in.
That's right.
Coach now 1 year. He's no longer a rookie coach, so there's no excuses. We just got to move forward. Now he has a seasoned veteran coach coming in to be on his staff, which should help.
Help a lot. Let's hope so.
If he's smart, he'll find someone, even if it's under the radar, hire someone that says, "Listen, you're just going to be my damn clock guy.
Yep.
Tell me when I get down to like 10 seconds left so I can start moving these guys
so I can
quicker."
move these. That's right.
Because, just like, hey, you guys down to 10 seconds. You're not even breaking the freaking huddle. That happened so many times this past year.
I know it was bad, bro. Bad clock management. And you know what? Vic Fangio can help him with some of that stuff. He is on the defensive side of the football. But he has been a head coach before. So he could be like, Mike, you got to get these guys going faster. So I like the whole thought of where we're at, where we're headed. It's going great, but Reggie couldn't be with us today, but don't worry, you guys. He'll be back again. Reggie's a busy dude. He maybe got the times wrong. All of us do that, no big deal. And I don't want to keep you going no more, Rob. So we'll end everything a little bit early here today so you could get going to your event. But don't forget to catch us on the next one, you guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. And we'll be picking somebody to give a free hat to here soon too, as well. Me and Rob will talk about that.
That's right. I got to find out how to randomize. May have to get with someone and learn how to where you pick a random winner.
Oh yeah, we'll do a little clicker.
And there's something. There are ways that you can find her because I want to pick it among the 100. But I don't want to forget the Facebook crowd that sometimes.
That's right. No, let's add everybody. Add them all in.
Find a way to find so everyone has a fair chance of wearing a Dolphins hat, or
that's right.
And that's
absolutely.
So anyway, because we are at that magical 100 subscribers, thank you,
sir.
You guys. So
we
have to figure it out. I'll figure it out. There has to be some. I'm gonna have to YouTube it to figure out how to do a randomizing, how to pick a winner out of the blue that is fair to everyone.
Oh, they're up there. We'll pick an app and we'll get a little clicker and pick a randomized winner.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Justin, thank you, man. I'll let you close it out.
I'll close us out. So until the next time, you guys, we'll see you then. Until then, fins up, you guys. Love all of you guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.
Fins up, guys. Thank you.
First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make it early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging, gambling genius, slick Chris Greer.